hear the pop from the crowd, DC, as Nate Diaz gets set to make this walk here tonight. You never know when is going to be the last time we see this guy compete, but there's a lot to like when we see Nate Diaz in here.
Nate Diaz is a savage, a guy that just epitomizes fighter. From the attitude, the walk, the music, everything tells you that when Nate Diaz shows up, you're getting ready to watch a fight. A fantastic striker and a great jiu-jitsu practitioner.
Yeah.
Nate Diaz is just a well-rounded fighter and one of the biggest stars in the UFC.
We've seen the Stockton slap before. I'll set the total.
It's just so disrespectful.
Over under 1.5.
So
think he throws it tonight?
It's just so disrespectful, but it's so Nate Diaz.
All right, we'll see if he invokes the Stockton slap here tonight, but Nate Diaz is back, and hopefully in a big way for his supporters around the world. All right, so here he is, the human highlight film. With respect to Dominique Wilkins in MMA, that is Justin Gaethje, former UFC interim lightweight champion, and man, he is must-see television. I'm not sure any fighter really has that type of relationship with the fan base in terms of instant electricity like Justin Gaethje.
I mean, Justin Gaethje has a magnetic appeal to people watching fights because you know that you're going to see a guy that goes out there and lays it all out on the line. But in tonight's fight, he has an opponent that's willing to do the same thing. Maybe not as well known, but a guy that is willing and wants to engage in the tough fight. And when that happens, we may be in line for another Justin Gaethje, Michael Chandler fight, which we all love.
Oh, yeah. And Gaethje does believe a win tonight is going to put him exactly where he needs to be. But, of course, easier said than done against this also elite competition. Our tale of the tape for this lightweight championship fight. All right, now for the official introductions, we go to the veteran voice of the Octagon, Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. It's time! 5 rounds for the undisputed UFC lightweight championship of the world. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, presenting the challenger, Nate Diaz. And now introducing the champion, fighting out of the red corner, presenting the reigning, defending, undisputed UFC lightweight champion of the world, Justin the Highlight Gaethje.
Herb Dean, our referee for this one.
Ready. Good.
So the Stockton southpaw Nate Diaz back at it.
Defensive savant, he blocked that punch.
Nice straight right lands. Oh, how clean is that jab by Diaz? Early connection with the left from the champ. Right early in the fight here, and Nate Diaz off to a pretty good start, found a home for that left hand.
I mean, and it's powerful. It does not seem like Nate is throwing it hard, but he always finds his targeting very accurate with that straight left hand. So he kind of feeds the right hand to get you moving where he wants, and then bang, he drops that straight left on you that hurts so many. Hurt Conor McGregor, and he hurt the welterweight champion, Leon Edwards, in the same way.
Looked like he might have landed there. Instead, a swing and a miss by Gaethje. So more output, at least in the early going. So the kickboxer able to stay on his feet, at least for now. This is where he wants to fight, and you got to think stuff in the first shot's going to give him some confidence.
It's got to give him a ton of confidence. He said that he would be able to defend takedowns. He said that he was going to put it on this guy. But that was the first test. He's passed. Now let's see if he can continue to defend takedowns as they come in his direction.
Gaethje getting tattooed by that stiff jab. Nice connection there by Nate Diaz. Not a guy you want to let get going here on the fitness side.
No, because it's all downhill with Nate, right? It's the activity that will overwhelm his opponents, and this looks like the start of that.
Nice punch from the clinch by Diaz. Crazy numbers round one. Beautiful right hook counter. Beautiful combination there. If you are teaching an up-and-coming fighter about throwing volume strikes effectively, you can do worse than watching the film on this guy.
It's a master class, John. It's a master class in mixing up the target, mixing up the strikes, and ending your combinations with the kick.
Diaz's punch to the body rejected there by the defense. Nice job by the opponent.
That one snuck in. Nice strike.
45 total strikes have already landed for Nate Diaz. All right, so that opened up a cut around his eye area.
He hasn't moved his head well. He was taking shots too clean, and now a cut is opened up.
Well, he's got the longer reach, and he certainly showed it there in landing that straight punch. Just over 2 minutes to go in what has been a furious round one. Diaz gets up. He is back on the feet here. All right, so an opportunity goes by the boards. He had him stunned, nearly finished, and now his opponent has recovered.
His opponent's recovered. Now he's got to deal with everything that he's offering at him. He should have got the fight finished at that time.
Well, nice job by Gaethje to land and then roll with the punches. We talk a lot about his legendary chin, but maybe he doesn't get enough credit for the striking defense and his ability to move that head off the center line. Left eye starting to shut a little bit. That bears watching. Oh, heavy kick to the body. Well, he's doing a nice job here blocking these shots. The chin is tucked, the hands are high. Pretty good job defensively thus far.
Great job defensively. He's seeing everything coming. Nice body shot there. He's hurt again. Nice leg kick.
All right, so Justin Gaethje putting on a show as usual. And we feel very privileged to have these seats, but specifically when this man fights, it is a sight to behold.
You know, John, we always say stuff like he's your favorite fighter's favorite fighter. That's true. Everybody is in tune when Justin Gaethje fights. And ultimately, it relies on his ability to stay upright and overwhelm you with the striking. He's accurate, he's quick, he hits hard, he's just good. He's an all-around great fighter, and he continues to prove that when he steps into the octagon.
All right, seems as though his sole focus is attacking that cut, and man, it's getting bad now. A lot of blood flowing.
Yeah, as it should be. Right? He should. Oh! He's hurting him bad, man. That right hook is nasty.
Going to the body now with that hook shot. Nicely done by Diaz. Whiffs on the right hand. Some swelling around that right eye of Nate Diaz. Oh! Big shots exchanged in the pocket there.
That leg kick hurt.
How about those 5 minutes? All right, there's the horn. The round is over, but not before he was cut on his nose from the strikes in that round. Back to the stool. Cut man is in. Should be able to shut that cut and prevent it from becoming an issue moving forward. But, of course, as soon as he gets struck in that next round, it could open back up. All right, well, I'm no doctor. I'm not going to diagnose a broken nose, but a huge cut on the bridge, and his opponent continues to attack it.
Continues to attack it as he should. He did the damage. He was the one that landed the shot that opened up that cut. Now he's got to make his opponent pay for it. He was a bit lax in the defense, and now he's got that massive cut on the bridge of his nose.
Round 2 underway. All right, so after one of the more entertaining rounds in recent UFC history, our next round is upon us. Man, those guys both took some serious damage in that previous round.
They both took some damage, but they both gave it. They both gave it as well as they took it. Let's see who will go down. Oh, my goodness. He's hurt bad.
Oh, nice land there with the punch. You see, he's taking advantage of what is an obvious edge and reach. Oh, nice job by Nate Diaz yet again to find a home for that left hand.
Yeah, he finds that left hand, John, and as we have spoken to time and time again, it does not look like he's throwing it hard, but he's so accurate and is hitting so well behind that slap right hand that when he lands the left, he can hurt anybody. That is Nate Diaz when he's at his best.
Well, you know this is the hurt business, and both guys are compromised at this stage of the fight.
Yeah, both guys are compromised. Both guys have been beat up. Both guys have done a great job of landing, recognizing what they wanted to get done, and it's showing. This is a very evenly matched fight.
All right, good job by him there to raise the guard and protect his head.
He's doing a good job of keeping the guard high, blocking his head, making sure he's not taking those damaging strikes up top. Good jab by Gaethje.
All right, so the commitment to the takedown pays off. After several failed attempts, he finally gets his first takedown. Now let's see what he can do with it.
He's got to be careful here. Oh, right into mouth.
Continuing to stay busy here on the ground. All right, so he continues to land a high volume of strikes. He talked to us a lot about, oh, and he locks up the triangle. That looks tight, DC.
It's very tight. And now he's just got to start passing the arm across, pulling down on the head, feed the hips, and he will definitely get the submission.
Under 3 minutes here to go in round 2. Oh, postures up and lands a huge head strike there. Nicely done by Diaz.
Every time he lands, the cut gets worse. What a great job recognizing his easiest path to victory. Nice transition.
Diaz is back in full mount. Making all these shots count.
He's got to start throwing down.
Good dexterity and movement here on the ground to avoid any further damage, courtesy of that ground and pound. Nice job off of his back by Gaethje. Well, you thought the cut man did his job, but that cut on the nose is just nasty, and it is pouring blood now. Diaz has got full mount now. Not there yet, but might get the submission here shortly.
It's work, guys.
Yes, smart adjustment, yep.
All right, so he lands again just like we saw in the last round, realizing a lot of success with his Muay Thai game tonight.
You know, why change it? It's working, and it's working from the very start of the fight. The moment this fight started, you saw the advantage that we predicted was there. He started to take advantage of it early, and now he's continuing to build on that. This kickboxer looks amazing tonight.
Yet again, rinse and repeat, targeting that swelling, and you gotta think this is gonna start to affect his performance now.
Yeah, it's at a point now, John, where he's gonna start to get desperate. He's gonna start to make some mistakes because the swelling is not just minor anymore. We're starting to get into the major territory. Nice right hand by the champ, yeah.
Diaz has got the full mount. Gaethje's cut is getting worse here. Man, is that bleeding. Most fighters will tell you offensive wrestling is the hardest, most exhausting thing.
Especially if you're just running a guy over, John, and then he just gets up. He's doing a really good job putting himself in position.
20 seconds to go, round 2. Postures up now and lands the vicious head strike. Final seconds here of round 2. Diaz is right back to the full mount. Oh, another strike lands from the top. Well, Gaethje's eye looks so swollen now, you've got to at least speculate as to whether or not that is a fractured orbital. All right, back to the stools now, and he is no longer the handsome man we once knew. That gash is getting serious. All right, we're going to stay with him and follow him back to the corner to the stool because that is a really severe cut that he is dealing with. We'll see if the cut man can stem the bleeding here. All right, so now we have some real adversity. There's a cut on the nose. Hard to know if that's impacting the breathing, but some definite damage in that previous round.
Yeah, some real damage. And now when you get a cut like that, that is in a bad spot. Because every time you get hit on the nose, it's so jarring. And then the blood starts to go down into the mouth. He's got an uphill battle ahead of him.
Here we go, third round of this championship fight. Uppercut attempt here. Nice job defensively there. Back to his feet.
That one was thrown to end the fight.
Yep. He's hurt now. Oh, he might be out.
Right back.
Oh, and he's able to land a strike there from the bottom. Nicely done by Justin Gaethje. All right, working inside his opponent's guard here.
You cannot sit in these jiu-jitsu guys' guard. And you can't have one arm in, one arm out. Guys will start throwing up legs, chasing triangles.
All right, trying to pass here. As Glover Teixeira might say, not today.
Not today. Great job of following with the hips, keeping those legs locked and keeping them in full guard. Got that submission locked up very tight.
Oh, that looks painful. That's got to be it.
You need to work. I'll stand this up.
Whoa, submission defense. He gets out.
I mean, calmness in that moment. It looked like the fight was over. He was able to clear his head, put the guy into the mount. Not a great position, but much better than getting his arm snapped with half of an arm bar.
Posturing up now.
And now the damage is about to start.
Move those hips and get up.
Just over 3 minutes to go now.
Look at that. Recognize he was about to lose position.
Diaz is right back to the full mount here. All right, continuing to target that swelled area, and it is not looking good now.
Stay working on the ground.
Oh, he got to his spot.
Oh, postures up and delivers a big ground and pound strike to the head. Nicely done there by Diaz. Oh, and another punch on the ground gets through. May need some defense here.
Win the scramble.
Pretty good work with the ground and pound here by Diaz.
Great submission defense on display tonight.
Gaethje's in half guard now. Nice job by him to still be a threat off of his back. Just over 2 minutes to go. Gaethje's looking to pass out of the half guard here and get that side control, but he is denied by the opposition. Landing strikes nicely here from top position. And there it is, another strike gets through on the ground.
Oh, nice.
All right, this position now what we call the north-south. If you're the bottom fighter, what are you trying to do to get out of harm's way?
Oh, he's stepping over the head here. Oh, it's getting deep.
Back and forth we go. This might be it. That's it. That'll do it. What a fight. Wow, an unbelievable result here tonight by way of submission, and he bided his time there. He stayed patient, waited for an opening, and then when it was there, he certainly capitalized to get the tap here tonight. All right, let's take a look back at the replay as he gets it done by submission tonight, champ.
He was able to get the fight to the ground exactly where he wanted it. Eventually, his opponent gave him an opportunity to get a submission. He did that, and he should be very proud of the work he did tonight in the octagon.
All right, we now go inside the octagon where Bruce Buffer has the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest at 3 minutes, 42 seconds of the third round, declaring the winner by tap out and the new UFC lightweight champion of the world, DIaz.
right, so one of the biggest superstars on this